Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, Grandparent scam, a woman with a warning after she was duped out of thousands of dollars. Is there a doctor in the house? A new survey shows nearly 50% of Albertans are struggling to find a family physician. And a winter warm-up from festivals to ski hills, the pros and cons of these unseasonable temperatures.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
It is unseasonably warm out today. The sunshine making roads sloppy and causing concern for the Silver Skate Festival, which begins tomorrow. As CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports, organizers with the festival and other winter activities say a little slush won't stop them.
Mike DeBurr and his son put the finishing touches on an igloo in Hawrelak Park. It's a bit warmer than usual as preparations for the 10-day Silver Skate Festival ramp up.
We got lots of snow here.
That's because they made it themselves to ensure snow sculptors have a proper canvas. Giant snow blocks were set up in the shade, now covered by tarps to keep cool. And the skating oval is closed to prevent damage.
It's going to be great Friday night, and the temperature will be perfect for ice. We just got to save the ice until then.
It's spring skiing in early February at Snow Valley. It, too, has plenty of snow in storage if the hill starts to get patchy.
With the snow pants, I'm not even putting pants on underneath. It's so hot. It warmed up so much this season.
Are you telling me it's snow pants and underwear?
That is actually what I'm wearing, yes.
Across the river, through the waterfall under the Rainbow Valley Bridge, it's a perfect winter day for a walk.
I brought seed for the birds and for the squirrels. They'll come within 10 minutes and you'll get flooded. They will literally fight for the food, so I'm hoping they'll be happier today now that it's warmer.
If nothing else, we at least know that this warm weather makes for nice, sticky snow, perfect for snowballs or even snowmen. Just be careful you don't enjoy it too much. Snowy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
All right, the real version of Josh, not the snowman Josh, is out in Keswick tonight. We'll explain why a little bit later in the show. But Josh, double-digit highs today, not quite a record breaker, though.
No, it was warmer than yesterday, and yesterday was a record. We had 10.2 for a daytime high yesterday. Today, 11 degrees for a daytime high, but the record is 12, and so that will stand. That record dates all the way back to 1886. Look at your morning low, though. 5 degrees for the morning low. The average high for this time of year is -4. The low this morning was almost 10 degrees warmer than the average high for early February. Now, I think this is the end of the double-digit temperatures. It's still warm over the course of the next couple of days, especially right through to Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, we probably get back closer to 0. But I don't think we're going to see 10s and 11s. We'll be somewhere in the 5 to 8 degree range for daytime highs tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday. It's 10 degrees downtown Edmonton right now, still 11 west of the city in Stony Plain. The International Airport has cooled off to 6. Sky's pretty clear today. Lots of sunshine. We won't see as much sunshine tomorrow. Should be a little bit cloudier. All that rain that you're seeing, though, in northwestern Alberta will likely stay well off to the northwest of us. This is what it looks like outside right now as you look at sunny with a few clouds. That's the CTV drone. It's brought to you by Century Casino. 3 great locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile. Your forecast has temperatures sliding to just slightly below 0 early tomorrow morning, and then a daytime high tomorrow afternoon of about 6, maybe 7 degrees. We'll talk more about the Mighty Millions Lottery and this spectacular house later in the newscast, Matt.
Can't wait, Josh. Thanks very much. Hawrelak Park will open March 13th, 3 years to the day it closed for renovations. The city says most of the popular park will be accessible, including a new playground, lakefront promenade, modernized pavilion, and updated washrooms. The new perimeter path and multi-use trails are fully paved. People can walk, bike, or snowshoe around the park. The city says cross-country skiing and skating will be available next season. It says there will be some active construction areas as it finishes work and landscaping. Prior to the renos, most of the infrastructure was original from Hawrelak's opening back in 1967. A grand reopening celebration is scheduled for May 30th. A woman from Edmonton says she's out thousands of dollars from a so-called grandparent scam. Jody, who CTV has agreed not to identify for safety reasons, says she's embarrassed and wants to warn others. She says she got a phone call from someone who sounded like her adult grandson last week. He said he needed bail money. That's when someone who identified themselves as a lawyer came to the phone saying he could send a courier to collect the money.
We have a bond guy coming right to your door and gave the money and off he went. And that's when I realized, oh my God, what did I do? It's just like he instantly knew it's a scam and he knew there's nothing you can do about it, you know. But then the next morning they phoned again and I said, oh, I'll go to the bank again. I went right to the police station.
She lost $7,200. Edmonton police say last year 26 people reported being victims of the grandparent scam. That's any scam where a fraudster impersonates a grandchild or close relative and says they're in some sort of trouble and need money. A new survey from Angus Reid found 45% of Albertans either have no family doctor or are having trouble accessing one. One woman in Edmonton says she's been without a regular family doctor for years, and it could prevent her from accessing her AISH benefits. CTV's Connor Hogg reports.
Leanne Grenier is one of the 31% of Albertans without easy access to a doctor.
I'm asking questions like, how long does it take to get in for an urgent appointment? How long does it take to make a standard appointment? I'd like to be able to see my doctor within a week of calling if I have an acute thing.
Grenier has chronic health problems. She's on AISH, and while she has a family doctor, finding one for the long term has been difficult due to physicians retiring, moving, or not getting the care she needs. Grenier says she's worried about whether seeing different doctors will mean she won't be able to demonstrate her disability.
I'm worried about in July when they kick us off to ADAPT and we have to reprove ourselves that I won't have had my doctor long enough to validate those medical forms I'm going to need. A lot of doctors aren't comfortable signing off on those kind of forms unless they have a history with you.
The Ministry of Primary and Preventative Health Services says Alberta needs more family physicians, even though it's added a record number in the last year. Dr. Louis Francis Scuddy says more has to be done to encourage young doctors to enter family medicine as the number of aging Albertans increases.
The system that was designed for healthcare was designed at a time when Canadians were young. Our population has aged, including myself. We have to sit back and have a crucial conversation about the things that are not going so well.
The province says even with some doctors leaving the system, Alberta added more than 1,300 last year, nearly 800 more than in 2024. The ministry says it remains focused on recruiting. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
And the province says anyone without a regular family physician can visit the Find a Doctor portal by visiting albertafindadoctor.ca. The Canadian Bar Association says a proposal for appointing judges by Alberta's premier would compromise judicial independence. In a letter to the Prime Minister, Danielle Smith demanded more input on the selection of federal judges. She wrote the provincial government could hold back money for judges. The Canadian Bar Association speaks for 40,000 lawyers, judges, and legal professionals. In a letter to Smith, it says the proposal would compromise the appointment process. It says Smith's suggestion that courts don't reflect the values and expectations of Albertans underscores the political nature of her letter and proposal. Federal Justice Minister Sean Fraser says he plans to maintain the current judge selection process. Teachers across Alberta are taking time away from teaching to learn a little for themselves. The first of 9 two-day teachers' conventions started today in Edmonton. The rest are being held across the province over the next 2 months. The conventions are for professional development and to give teachers a chance to connect. It comes after a tumultuous start to the school year. In October, tens of thousands of teachers walked off the job and then were ordered back to work by the Alberta government.
Huge impact. Average classroom teacher has definitely felt the highs and lows of what's been going on, whether it's curriculum, lack of resources, the strike for sure. So this midpoint sort of like chance to reset, I think, is really important for teachers.
The conventions are paid for through fees collected by the teachers union. The latest attempt at the world's longest hockey game is set to start tonight in Sherwood Park. The game will see dozens of hockey players take the ice over 11 days. This year, it's scheduled to last a total of 261 hours. Organizers say they're prepared for the warm weather, ensuring the ice is thick enough to handle some melt. It's all to raise money for the Alberta Cancer Foundation. Brent Sake started the record-breaking game more than 20 years ago after losing his dad to cancer. This year, money raised will go to CAR T-cell therapy, a type of immunotherapy that fights blood cancers.
It's been very expensive to do that treatment, about $500,000 a patient here. So unfortunately, not everybody gets the treatment. When this is done, which I know it'll happen when this is done, there's a lab waiting at the Cross. The equipment's waiting to go, everything's ready to go, and by August 26th, patients will be treated at the Cross.
Puck drop for the world's longest hockey game is at 9 o'clock tonight, and the game will last until next Wednesday. A great cause out there is at Sakers Acres, Josh, and a great cause down in Keswick tonight, too. And not only can the Stollery benefit, we could potentially benefit as well.
Yeah, we'll talk about the fact that you could potentially win $1,000 just because I'm spending the night. It's a Stollery sleepover night, and so that means extra prizes with that. But there's a big prize deadline that's coming up tomorrow. We have Brianne Krause with Stollery Children's Hospital Foundation. How are you, Brianne?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm spectacular. I'm looking forward to tonight and spending the night in this beautiful house that someone will eventually get to call home, but I'm calling it home for tonight. But the prize deadline tomorrow is the VIP prize, the Oilers and $75K. Tell me about it.
Yeah, the power play and $75K, incredible prize. So, of course, we would all love to have an Oilers season pass lower bowl option available to us. So that could be you, plus $75,000 to spend on anything you want.
Right, so it's not the lower bowl season seats or 75. It's 75 on top of the lower bowl season seats. So midnight tomorrow is the deadline on that. And if you get in on that, you're also eligible for all the other prizes, including this house. Tell me about this house.
This incredible $2.4 million home built by Burkholz. It's a luxury show home. It's 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, 5,200 square feet. It's absolutely stunning. You look outside, you see the river behind you, big, massive windows, just the best. You couldn't ask for anything more.
They say with realty, location, location, location. Yes. With this house, it is view, unobstructed of the river valley. It is spectacular. Okay, so MightyMillionsLottery.com is where you go to get your tickets. Help support the Stollery. And if you're even on the fence thinking about tickets, get your tickets before midnight tomorrow. And right now, if you text the word Mighty to 10400, you could win $1,000 cash. That you probably just turn that into tickets so that you can win the house, right, Brianne?
Absolutely.
Okay, back with your forecast later in the newscast.
All right, Josh, thanks very much. Coming up next on CTV News, tag You're Saved, how the Canadian Red Cross is helping people keep health information handy during an emergency.
The more we start to see people adopt this, the more we actually start to see the emergency service use it.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
There's a tag that could help save your life during an emergency. The Canadian Red Cross is hoping more people will use a no-tech method to keep all their health information handy. CTV's Amanda Anderson explains.
So this particular helmet is a helmet that I crashed in.
This is the helmet Justin Napick was wearing when he crashed during a 2024 race in BC.
I was conscious when I was in the ambulance. I was able to answer questions, but I wasn't very coherent.
Despite that, Napick was able to provide emergency responders with his health information because of a tag attached to his helmet.
My helmet and the medical data carrier went with me to the emergency room, and that information was there.
Information, it could be allergies, your next of kin information, if you have a pet at home in case you're in an accident and somebody needs to let your pet out or grab your pet, all that information can be stored in here.
The Canadian Red Cross has partnered with a Canadian company that makes the medical information tags.
Proceeds from each sale goes directly back to the Canadian Red Cross to support the work that they do in Canada for Canadians.
The The Edmonton Motorcycle Road Racing Association mandated use of the tags more than a decade ago, and as the lead instructor of a racing school, it's something NAPIC promotes to new riders.
It's such a phenomenal opportunity for us to increase that rider safety and the awareness.
The uses go far beyond motorcycles.
Skiing, it could be motorsports. Mom or dad could be going to work and have a hard hat and be at risk on the job site. But the other uses certainly dovetail back to vulnerable road users in general.
The 3M adhesive is also approved for hockey helmets. NAPIC, who is also a fire captain in Edmonton, has one attached to his fire helmet. He knows from personal and work experience how important having health information in a timely manner can be when seconds count.
The more we start to see people adopt this, the more we actually start to see the emergency service use it, and that's the hope, is that we start to see a little bit more widely spread.
The tags are available on the Red Cross website and through Amazon. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
1,800 Edmontonians are pushing mental health all month long. They'll be participating in a national push-up challenge. Each person will complete 2,000 push-ups starting today. That number is to honor and remember the roughly 2,000 people that die by suicide every year. Money raised is going to the Canadian Mental Health Association. The organization says the challenge is meant to put the struggles of mental health into perspective.
So for me, just thinking about getting down there and doing some push-ups is kind of reminds me of what many people have to deal with every day. And if they can kind of push towards their own wellness and recovery, I can do a few push-ups.
Edmontonians raised nearly $100,000 last year. The push-up challenge ends February 27th.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
Today's warm weather may have you thinking about taking a road trip. The latest and greatest in RVs and outdoor adventuring are on display at the Edmonton Expo Centre. The 4-day event shows off new tech like integrated solar panels and lithium batteries. There are also hundreds of new RV models and floor plans.
Oh, there's a couple units here now that, you're walking up a spiral staircase inside to a king-size bed. There's a double-decker outside deck as well, so you got your patio on the main floor and then an upstairs patio. And some of these units even have their own washing machine and dryer inside.
Tickets are required to enter the RV show. You can pay at the door or pre-purchase online, and the show runs until Sunday. Tickets are also required if you want to have a chance at winning the Stollery Mighty Millions Lottery Dream Home. Josh, you're down in Keswick checking it out and having a little sleepover tonight.
Yeah, this really is a spectacular house. It's $2.4 million, plus you get $100,000 cash on top of that. But the big prize deadline that is coming up really quickly is midnight tomorrow. That's the VIP prize, Oilers, and $75K. So you win $75,000 and 2 lowerable seats for the Oilers next season. Power play at $75K. There's look at what it looks like outside right now. We'll talk a little bit more about some of the prizing in a moment. Sunshine for most of the day today. We get a little bit of cloud cover out there right now as you look through the River Valley Sky Cam. It's brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. 8 degrees currently after hitting 11 for a daytime high. Look at Fort McMurray was at 9 yesterday. Had a significant coating of ice in Fort McMurray with the freezing rain early this morning. It's minus 13. Temperatures have dropped from 9 to minus 13 over the course of 24 hours. Still 4 degrees in Grand Prairie. And you do have some showers in through parts of the Peace Country. It looks like most of that rain right now is off to the west and south of Grand Prairie, but kind of encroaching on that area. Further north, just north of Peace River, you have some wet flurries coming down. And it looks like overnight tonight we may actually see a little more freezing rain for parts of northern Alberta, including potentially the Fort McMurray area tomorrow morning. There's a risk of some freezing rain and then a chance of some snow mid to late morning. Here in Edmonton, we'll start the day with some clouds, maybe even some fog patches in the area, and then a mix of sun and cloud through the afternoon. It's going to stay cloudy north and east of the city. It'll be a lot sunnier off to the south and west. But I think here in the city, we should at least see some sunny breaks. So not quite the blue skies that we had earlier in the day today. -2 tomorrow morning in Edmonton. -16 for Fort McMurray and about -6 in Grand Prairie. Red Deer starts the day at around -2. You'll be about -5 in Fort McMurray. So that is warmer than today. But back to around average. Chance of flurries through the morning and then mostly cloudy in the afternoon. Right around 0 for Cold Lake, Vegreville as well with that chance of fog in the morning. Fog patches potentially in Grand Prairie tomorrow morning and then 2 degrees. 7s and 8s in the forecast for Jasper and Red Deer and a degree or 2 above 0 in east central Alberta. Here in Edmonton, anywhere between about 5 and 8 degrees for daytime highs over the next 3 days. I've got 6, 7, 6, but 5 to 8 degree range seems like a pretty safe range for the next 3 days. Chances some showers, maybe even some patchy freezing rain in the Edmonton area Sunday morning, early in the morning. And then daytime highs will slip a little bit closer to 0 for Monday, Tuesday of next week. We bump back into the 3 to 5 degree range Wednesday, Thursday, but the big drop probably doesn't come until sometime after Valentine's Day. We'll likely see temperatures back below 0 for daytime highs. One more reminder. Text the word MIGHTY to 10400 and you could win $1,000 cash and go to MightyMillionsLottery.com before midnight tomorrow to get in on the VIP prize.
All right, Josh, thank you. Basketball players from across the province are shooting hoops in support of the Canadian Cancer Society. More than 400 junior high students are playing in the Centurion Classic Invitational Basketball Tournament at Riverbend School. Players and fans transformed the gym into a sea of pink. Since 2011, the tournament has raised more than $110,000. Organizers say this tournament forces kids to take a step back and focus on something bigger than themselves.
When you take highly passionate and motivated teachers and combine them with engaged students who are supported by involved parents and generous support from community businesses, you just get incredible school culture, incredible school engagement. It's awesome.
Organizers expect to raise more than $20,000.
Programming brought to you by Senior Home Care by Angels, Canada's choice in home care.
One of the Canadian Olympic goaltenders for the men's hockey team is bringing a piece of Alberta with him to Milan Cortina. Calgary's Logan Thompson is one of the 3 goaltenders on Team Canada. He's wearing a mask painted by Calgary artist Dave Freed. Freed says Thompson wanted it to represent his roots.
What he asked for was he wanted a Calgary/Alberta vibe for his mask. So, still wants a very Canadian kind of leaf on there, but the background stuff, he definitely wanted the Calgary Tower in there, and I kind of asked him if he would want to do that kind of that pond hockey scene in front and then the city and the mountains in the back.
Freed also painted the Olympic masks for Darcy Kemper on the men's hockey team and Emerence Mashmeyer and Cale Osborne on the women's team. And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.